Hello and welcome, everybody. Today is March 9th, 2025, and I am your host, Shannon Fisher. I'm the creator and owner of Webinessence Enterprises. I'm a psychic reader, intuitive channel, intuitive empath, an energy healer, as well as a guide and teacher of all of those things. So here I've been guided by spirit to start switching platforms. I used to be on Facebook, or I'm still there on Facebook. I'm just no longer going to be doing my lives on Facebook. That platform seems to be old, outdated, and causing a lot of problems. So here we're diving into the deeper waters of the wonderful YouTube. And so I'm looking to add on to the subscribers. So in order to get free readings from me during these live broadcasts, you do need to subscribe to the channel in order to comment. Once you've commented, I know you're here. You can either ask me a question to focus on and gain clarity or insight or guidance for you on, or you could do what I like to do when I'm communicating with spirit and just ask, what do I need to know today? Thank you. Hello, John. Good to have you on board. So today, because I haven't been on for a while, there's been some big changes happening on the home front, and my home is where I operate my business as well. So things are starting to settle down now, which is really great. But I was also not feeling too well. So, of course, I'm not going to go up on camera and start delivering messages when I'm under the weather. So I am finally coming out of the other side of all that, feeling much better. And here I am. It is free to subscribe, but I believe you do need to, in order to interact, you need to have your own YouTube channel set up, and it's free to do that. So yeah, I'm just going to dive into the collective general messages of divine guidance for everybody. So this is the March 2025 messages for the collective. And I started writing down here. February messages are still relevant. So, and because February I was not well for most of that month, I did do one major channel, and then I was guided to do something else personally, which they're telling me to share with you. Okay, so I don't know how personal I'm going to share, but I'll give you a general idea of what I did, because they're saying it would be good to prompt you guys to do the same thing if you feel resonant with that. So we're going to back up here to February 4th of 2025, and the messages that were channeled through, I'm calling it the winds of change. And it starts off, the winds of change are well underway. How you move is up to you. Tune into the whispers of your ancestors. They are blowing messages to each of you all around the world. So relax, let go of what has been, and you will hear the messengers loud and clear. Follow that guidance that you feel deeply within yourself, for a new way of being is opening up for everyone. How you move is up to you. Now is the time for realignment, and you are all divinely guided and supported every step of the way. And they signed it Universe this time. Now, fast forward to the here and now. Today, the rest of today's messages are: be gentle with yourselves. Practice compassion with and for yourself daily. Check in and ask what kind of nourishment your body needs on a physical, mental, and emotional level. Learn how to self-sustain in order to be of better service to others. Observe your outer world or reality and remain curious yet detached from it. Remember, you only have control over yourself. You are all prepping and stepping into new energies, and therefore a new way to be. The rebirthing process has already begun. So breathe and balance your body, mind, and soul. For all three aspects of that within ourselves, and I'm adding on to what was written and channeled, but all three aspects, our body, our mind, and our soul, they're all one. They're not separate from, but as a human, we have a tendency to separate one section from another. Well, each has value in and of itself. When we start to harmonize all three aspects together, then we start really coming into alignment with our full potential. And this is what we're birthing ourselves into with these new energies of ascension. At least that's my understanding of it all. And I feel like I was definitely going through a physical ringer with just how sick I was, and coming out the other side of it when they said that we're already through the birth, or like going through the birthing process. Now I get it. Now I totally understand, because I kept hearing the words recalibration, recalibration, recalibration. So best to just surrender to what is and do what you can to best nourish those parts of you that are speaking to you. And learning how to listen is definitely a good idea. Yes. Okay. Just trying to think here and asking if there's anything more to elaborate on. Oh, yes. They want me to go back now to after that February 4th message. So I was guided to sit down and write down my ideal life. So what would my ideal life look like? And man, did I ever write. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 full pages written of what my ideal life looks like. So the recommendation and invitation, if you will, from Spirit for all of us is to sit down and take a moment. What does your ideal life look like? Who are the people you're surrounded with? What are the activities that you're doing? If there were no limits or boundaries, allow yourself permission to think outside the box, and don't think within the constraints of, oh, you have this amount of money or this amount of time. No, if you had all the money in the world, if you had all of the time in the world, which we do, we just don't realize that. But anyway, allow yourself to think outside those confines that you might have within your mind, and go big or go home is what they say. And write down, what does your ideal like? If you could have it all, what is it? And write this down, because the act of writing it down is kind of like casting a spell. You're spending energy with your thoughts and then physically writing this stuff down, which is perpetuating that ball to get into motion. And when you start conjuring up the feelings of what that feels like, as if it's already here, that's what magnetizes it to get manifested into our physical realities. So if you want to know how to change the world, that's how we do it. It's a game from the inside out, not the outside in. Wow, that was cool. Yes. All right. Let's see who's commenting here. We got John. John, what do I truly need to know? Energy has been strong, as you know. Schematic resonance was high. Oh, yes. No, I know. I've noticed quite a few times it's like literally off the charts. And to me, what they're saying right now is those are like the contractions of the earth going through her own birthing process into this next level in the higher vibrations of the earth's evolution. And of course, we're living on the earth. We're a part of the earth. So we need to be in resonance with those energies. If we're in resistance to any of the changes that are coming, then that resistance is what's going to cause us more discomfort. Oh, excellent, John. Perfect. Good. So I would say, and Spirit saying too, go back and revisit what you wrote. Say it out loud. Allow yourself to envision, play it like a movie in your mind, right? allow yourself to conjure up those feelings, because the more that you can get in that physical vibration, the quicker it will manifest into your physical reality. Okay, I'm just tapping into you right now to ask what more messages of guidance are for John Curry, please. They're like, they say, keep moving forward, John. You've got this. Yes, they're saying it is difficult when we are walking on a path that we cannot see where it's leading us, but this is what we're being tested with. This new level of faith and trust. I know I've talked about this before, but they're really wanting to bring it home to everybody. Do your best not to get caught up in outside worldly events that are going on, because this is what derails us from being able to harmonize and cultivate our own balanced energies within self. But to have this new level of trust and faith with your own connection to the higher powers, whatever that means to you, or however you resonate with that, whether it's God, Great Spirit, doesn't matter, right? Spirit itself, whatever the name, it has 1,000 names, yet is the unnameable thing, because it's not a person. But yeah, so whatever that is, it's this divine connection that we all have, because we are divine essence of that connection, just here having this human type of experience. It's really wild, and it's so hard to wrap our human minds around it because of the limitations, of the amount of amnesia that we sustained coming into this reality. Okay, and then I'm feeling you may have some more work to do in your root chakra. So grounding exercises, connecting more with nature. I know you're a nature buff, but and depending where you are in the world right now, if you're back in the East Coast here in Canada, it could be very cold and snowy. So if you've got houseplants, you get, or if you don't, then the idea is to maybe get a couple houseplants and tend to them inside your home. Maybe put up some of these tapestries. Oh, sorry, I'm opposite with my camera here. Some of these tapestries that have the beautiful landscapes of nature, because once that's like, if you can see those, then it's easier to vibrationally become a match to it. It's very cool. Nova Scotia. All right, now I've got 4 decks sitting in front of me here right now, so I'm going to use the Ascended Masters for you, Master John, to just pull an additional message of guidance or clarification. All right, John, you got King Solomon working with you, and the message here is priorities, right? So when the priorities card comes up, it's letting me know there's a great shift taking place in your life. Surprise, surprise, kind of happening to everybody right now, whether we see it, realize it or not. But we're all going through our own individual changes. Right. But with these changes definitely comes a level of needing to reprioritize, because how we were in the past and how we prioritized our life, some of those things, well, they're telling me for you, some of those things that you were doing and you might still try to be doing, they're actually they're not relevant to where you are right now. There's a new way to be doing things. And the easiest way for you to figure out what that is just, sit yourself down, tune in, maybe after a meditative practice that you have or during, and grab a pen and a piece of paper and just ask yourself what is important for you. And I would highly recommend utilizing the guidance that was given here today about having that daily practice of compassion for the self. So it's all time for us to love ourselves harder, right? Be more loving within ourselves. If you don't yet speak to yourself in a mirror, that's a great way to start. Talk to yourself as if you're talking to, your child. Because this is really important. We should be loving ourselves as much as we would love our very own child, or pet even, right? So yeah, but you can call on King Solomon and work with his energies to help you attain that clarity of what to do for yourself each day. And when you follow those new priorities, then you will attain this, activate your Merkaba is what I'm hearing. And things will just get a lot more clear for you of where to go and what to do. And when it's not clear for you, then what you do in that moment is cultivating more compassion and self-love. What the question to ask yourself, what do I need to do? No, what do I get to do right here, right now? And that answer will always come from within. We just got to tune into it and listen and then go do it. All right. So I know I was waiting for our friend Kelly to come in and get a message as well. So I'm not sure if... Oh, there he is. Hi, Kelly. Would you still like a reading? I'm pretty sure the answer is yes, of course. All right. And you're very welcome, John. I love this. I turned off the, there was a lag on the commenting from before when I tried these lives. So I'm still trying to navigate YouTube and the different platform and stuff. So bear with me if there's any like technical difficulties or whatnot. I'm doing my best to learn from scratch without actually any help at the moment. Just being guided by spirit, being told what to do, go live when I need to go live. And I will have a podcast up and running soon as well. That's still in the works. So stay tuned for that because it's really going to be quite interesting. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it. All right. Oh, John, sorry. Back to you, John, just for a second. At the bottom of the deck, I had teacher here, which is the overall energy. So, and again, how I ended your message there was tap in and really listen to that higher guidance, because that higher guidance is what's going to show you the way. Even if there's nowhere for you to go, just what you can do and be, how you can be in the moment. And what you learn, you will be passing on to others. You will step into that teacher role yourself. I have no doubt about it. I've always known that since the day I met you. Okay. All right. Switching gears to connect with Kelly. I'm drinking Mullen tea. With Manuka honey. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. All right. So I was first starting to get, you're also on the right path, just like John is. You're exactly where you need to be right here, right now. So if there is ever that feeling that you're supposed to be somewhere else, please know if you were meant to be somewhere else, then that's where you'd be. Again, flexing that faith and trust muscle, that there is a reason and a divine timing that is always in play with things, and our higher selves knows everything. So surrendering to that higher power in order to soothe the soul and relax is what's needed. Okay. They're saying keep it simple. There's been a lot that you've been doing, and there's a time and a need for downtime to integrate things. But if you keep pushing for more and more and more and more, you will burn yourself out, and you'll get shut down and really be relaxing, but to the point where that's not what you really wanted or how you wanted to go about it. So I hear adjust your sails, which is funny because you are enrolled in the Pop on the Seven Seas journey with me starting in a couple weeks, but you got a couple weeks to integrate all of what you've already done with me and with whoever else that you have been working with your other studies. So yeah, take this time to rest instead of trying to bombard yourself with more. Integrate. Allow the integration. I see you doing sweats, like if you can get to another sweat lodge soon, that would be super beneficial. But also like a hot tub, spending time in a hot tub, or just a hot bath to help you really relax even further. Yeah. Again, give yourself permission to relax. Command it of yourself, and the body will follow. Okay. Let's see. Still going to work with the Ascended Masters here. All right, you got Ascended Master Osiris. And this message has to do with the significant male in your life, okay, as well as balancing the masculine, divine masculine energies within yourself. So I'm feeling right off the bat, you have a good support with other males in your life, but there may be one. They're saying one male, maybe that you don't quite see eye to eye with. I have no idea. It may be connected to a brother or a father or an uncle or somebody that resonates like that. Maybe it's an old coworker or a friend. A significant male nonetheless. If there was any strife between the two of you or misunderstandings, I'm feeling like there's a healing taking place, whether you're aware of it or not. And whatever this healing is, it's helping to balance and restore that divine masculine energy with you, which will also improve all your future connections and relationships with other males in your life. And yes, it is specific to males in your life. And then at the bottom of the deck, you got Ascended Master Hina here with freedom. And when this card pops up, it talks about the freedom from the mind, the constraints within the mind, the beliefs and the thoughts that tend to keep us trapped when we attach to those thoughts, and give them validity instead of just, oh, that was a thought, we'll just let that go by. But as soon as we attach to it, those thoughts can turn into beliefs, and the beliefs then end up holding us back because we might not be able to see a bigger picture. So whatever this is, though, and whoever this might be with, right, is a freeing within that misunderstanding within the mind. And then look at that. Choose peace was hidden right underneath that. And then yes. And then it goes on, let it go. Cool. So if there was some blockage from a significant male in your past, there's an opportunity for it to be cleared right here, right now, if you're not already consciously working on it. And it's going to bring you quite a bit of freedom. Maybe you didn't even know that there was something held within your field energetically, but also on a physical level. And it's coming up and getting ready to be cleared. That's pretty cool. All right. So what I'm going to do right now is pull cards from the 4 decks that I have for the collective. So it'll be for everybody for the rest of this month. I know we have a Mercury is going retrograde a day after the eclipse that's coming up, which is next week, I believe. And so another part of the message coming in right now was with the birthing process already happening and starting from like the beginning of the year, or maybe even just before that, because it's been uncomfortable. It certainly has. But it's also got a lot of pretty cool things coming with it as well. There's balance in everything. Please don't forget that. But it was like the things that needed to be shed out of the life, out of all of our lives that were holding us back, or negative influences of that lower vibration. We cannot bring those into the new ways of being. So these things needed to come up, whether they were triggered, and most of them do get triggered into our awareness. And then we're given a choice to choose whether or not we want to resist that change or embrace it. And I highly recommend to embrace the changes, because they're going to get you to where you want to be, if you're not where you think you want to be, a lot quicker and easier with more grace. So I myself had to recognize patterns and change again and realign myself, which is exactly what's brought me to where I am, healing from it all on the other side of it right now. So there's something about needing to clear all of those things, and no matter what they are on a personal level, for everybody to clear those dead weights off, because we can't bring them with us. And there's something about this first eclipse that's happening and I keep hearing it's like you're getting locked in. We're all getting locked in. So if you don't want to be locked into something or an old way of being or an old situation or any kind of energy that does not feel conducive to the light, or wealth and prosperity and good health, now is the time to let that shit go. Do what you need to do to reorient yourself, to realign with these new energies, and man, you will benefit from it. I promise you. All right, most important messages for the collective for March 2025, please and thank you. I get so excited when I see them. Oh, that's a jumper. Oh, yes. Wonderful. Okay. All right. So, how I work when I'm pulling the cards, which is pretty wonderful for getting more clarity, validation of all the channeled messages that come in. But I will pull the main messages, and then I will look at the bottom of the deck after the main messages have been pulled. So there's two different messages. The pulled messages are pertaining to our physical realities and or the 3D reality. And then what remains at the bottom of the deck is a bigger picture, overall energy, and also referred to as the 5D spiritual messages. And they do go hand in hand with the third dimension or physical reality messages. So I'm going to start with the Ascended Masters. The 3D message we have here is clear and shield your energy. So again, like I was talking, time to get rid of what is no longer working for us, reprioritize, change. In other words, even the smallest little changes can have a huge, profound effect on our lives. So clear and shield your energy, however that is. If you're not an energy practitioner, I would recommend seeking one out. Get a Reiki treatment, right? Or find things to do out in nature that bring you a level of joy and calmness, right? So you feel relaxed and elevated within your energy. And being in nature is an automatic, just whatever's not yours comes off, and we get rejuvenated and replenished by all of nature's wonderful elements while we're in there. So those great ways to clear and shield your energy. Visualization practices as well. I like the one like Star Wars or Star Trek with the force field shields around their ships and or people too. Then you can envision this within yourself and get really good at it too. Where all you have to do is say it and boom, it's up. But if you know how to work with your energy, it's good to clear your energies within your body, outside your body, your auric field, and then shield yourself afterwards. So you're not being bombarded by what does not belong to you. You can still be observant to that outer world, but no longer reactive to it. Okay. It's really, really important. And then at the bottom of the deck there for in the 5D or spiritual message from the Ascended Masters is coming from Paul the Venetian with artistic expression. So get creative, right? On how to clear and shield your energy. They really want us to tap in and listen to the inner promptings, the creative, non-logical way of doing things, and trust the process. I highly recommend everybody, if you get this inspiration that pops in, you're like, well, that was weird. Oh, go do it. Like, go do it without a shadow of a doubt. Like, you can doubt it all you want, but face that doubt and do it anyway. I swear you're going to be so pleasantly surprised, and this is what's going to help you forge a stronger connection to your higher power and have a new level of faith and trust that you didn't think you were even capable of. Okay? Now, artistic expression is coming from the soul, from the inner child, which is timeless and ageless. Inner child is not the wounded child. So there's two different things. We got to understand the difference between the two. So the inner child is where that artistic expression will come, and with those inspired ideas that lift you up and they feel with childlike, because there's so much wonder and excitement there, so much joy. Align with it, go with it. It's how you're going to start feeling better and therefore doing better. Okay. Next message here. This is coming from, what deck was this? The Seeker Oracle. In the 3D here, we got cause and effect. So remember, what you focus on and pay attention to, and the things you do, everything we do, there's an equal and opposite reaction with every action, right? We think, I didn't finish that saying. What you focus on and pay attention to, you get more of, right? And then everything we say and do, every action has an equal and opposite reaction, right? So the law of cause and effect, aka karma, and karma is not just like you can align with it being a negative thing, but it's neither negative or positive. It just is. Karma is the law of cause and effect. What we do will always have an equal and opposite reaction to it. So whether it's positive or negative completely depends on the situation, right? But nobody's immune to this, by the way. Nobody, no matter what, because energy is just energy, and these are the laws of these energies within these realms, right? So learning how to balance within ourselves allows us to be more balanced outside with the outer world when we're interacting with that outer world. Yeah, they're just telling me too that there's a need to recognize the shadow aspects of the self. Again, this is not negative at all. The shadow aspects of our self are just as important as our light aspects. And we're learning, I believe. Most of us are learning now, whether you're conscious or not about it, to balance the two, to merge the two, to work with them as a single entity instead of separate, right? Remembering how to be whole, because none of us are broken. None of us are broken. And the only thing that's wrong is believing something is wrong, right? Okay, and then in the bottom of the deck here, the 5D message, our spiritual message is hush, listen, right? Listen. It's really important that internal guidance, we all have it, but we have to tune out the noise, the outer noise, in order to go within and amplify being able to hear that internal higher guidance. And it will always steer you in the right direction. Even if you're not meant to, if you're not meant to go somewhere where you're thinking you want to, if it's not good for you, it's not going to feel good. And your inner guidance will gently let you know that. But it's important that we learn how to trust those instinctual feelings that come up instead of ignoring them based on the mind and what has been programmed within the mind based on fear. Okay. Next message. This is coming from the Luna edition of the Ethereal Visions Tarot. In our tarot message, we got a major arcana, strength. And this is beautiful. So by clearing and shielding our energy, by realizing that there is a balance to everything and learning how to balance within ourselves, you are going to connect with that inner strength, you're going to realize it. And it's not from an ego place either, because it's in connection to that divine energy within, right? And that kind of strength and power, I believe, is what we're all searching for, but the ego tends to get in the way and use it for manipulation or domination, and that's not what it's meant for at all. It's meant to learn how to master yourself, so that inner strength to become powerful within yourself, so that you're not dragged down by forces outside of yourself, is an extremely powerful place to be. And this is how we attain it. We, again, it's an inside out game, not an outside in game. And then at the bottom of the deck here, we got the Four of Swords, the spiritual message. And the Four of Swords in traditional tarot usually represents a time of contemplation, relaxation, meditation, right? So this person's standing with her sword down, right? With a beautiful lotus flower there. This is contentment, right? But this is cultivated within the self. All right. That inner strength. Yeah. Okay. Now, these messages are from the White Light Oracle. And they're absolutely gorgeous and so full of power. Here we got the art. I don't know if it's pronounced Archon or Archon Barbello, number 10 here. And again, the energy that's exuding off of this here is that inner light within the heart and the crown chakra, and being balanced within that. Right? I'm going to read from the book on this one. I'm going to read the message and then the healing process, but not the rest of it, because there is a lot of information. But I highly recommend this deck for anybody that is drawn to using cards and Oracle at that. Again, these are called the White Light Oracle by Alana Fairchild. Okay. The Archon Barbello. Your biology and gender are creative and powerful means for you to express your soul path. Sometimes you may feel limited by gender constraints or stereotypes, but your spirit can never be restricted or controlled. Embrace the journey of what it feels like to be you in your own body. There is much benefit and healing to be gained through an embrace of your life journey, including the deeper experience of the absolute freedom of your spirit. Wow. Clear and shield your energy, what is no longer yours, because what you cultivate within yourself, you're going to emanate and radiate that energy out, which gets reflected back to you, hence cause and effect. And you tap into that inner strength, which gives you the absolute freedom of your spirit. That's all four messages wrapped up within that one, as well as them being all together. Wow, that just blew my mind. Beautiful. Okay, so the healing process for this, and I do recommend you come back and watch the replay. It will be up for you any time that you would be drawn to this stream, even if it's not live. The replay would be beneficial if you're drawn to do the healing process of these two particular cards from this deck. So the healing process for the Archon Barbello is connect consciously to your breath as it flows in and out. Become fully present in this moment. When you're ready, rest your hands in prayer against your heart. Sense your feminine energies in your left hand and your masculine energies in your right hand. Feel them intermingling. They are different from each other, yet equally powerful and important. With your hands lightly pressing together, expand your awareness to include your heart. Feel the contact of your hands against your chest. Your heart is the third awareness, this sense of yourself as a pure, loving spiritual being, sacred masculine, sacred feminine, divine spirit. Allowing yourself to recognize the sacred triune nature of your soul can bring a healing bliss. When you are ready, relax your hands and say the following invocation aloud. I call upon the luminous wisdom, grace, and love of our spiritual mother and spiritual father, united in the light of Archon Barbello. I accept the gift of this body, mind, and soul. For the spiritual benefit of all beings, I ask for healing, protection, and guidance. May all beings recognize their true spiritual nature and find happiness and freedom throughout their authentic spiritual journey. Aho, all our relations. Well, I felt that. Now give your body some love, self-hug. Oh, rest, ground, and hydrate. You have completed the healing process. And at the bottom of the deck for the final spiritual message for all of us, we got the Queen of the Nagas. So this feels pretty powerful. This is divine feminine energy. And this now I love it that this is confirming the channeled message of needing to practice the compassion with and for ourselves daily, right? I mean, we're all so busy worrying about this, that, and the other, but that worry actually is not helping anybody. It's causing you stress, and that worry is you're sending that worrisome energy like an arrow into the field of wherever you're focused, whoever you're focused on. It's counterproductive to what it is that you want. If you want people to be feeling better or whatnot, have faith and trust that they're on their process and that they will figure it out, right? Honor where they are instead of trying to change them. But again, ask yourself, why is it you're trying so hard to change or help somebody else? Are you possibly deflecting from recognizing what you do have control over, which is not them, it's you, right? Do unto yourself as you want done unto others. This is what we're being asked and reminded that to do within ourselves. And this is what's going to make all the difference for the world at large. Queen of Nagas. So this is coming into divine alignment with the divine feminine, no matter what gender you are or identify as. The divine feminine is rising, but she's not rising to dominate the divine masculine. She's rising to be balanced and equal with the divine masculine. And the divine masculine doesn't dominate either. It resonates at an equalic. That's a weird word, but an equal level as the divine feminine. And this is card number 5, which number 5 represents change. So the Queen of the Nagas. A sacred task exists for you to fulfill. It is to be found through connection to your heart. Be open only to those most authentic teachings which prove helpful to your continued spiritual progress and personal freedom. Cleansing your body, mind, heart, and soul will be of particular benefit at this time. Powerful, subtle energies are helping ensure your success. Believe that many positive synchronicities and unexpected allies will rally to support you. These are messages for all of us. So if you're not sure where we're going, trust you. We can trust and have faith that we are so divinely supported and guided. We just have to learn how to quiet, listen, and follow those inner promptings without question. So the healing message that goes along, or process that goes along with this particular card. You may like to pour yourself a glass of water. I have some. Bless it with love from your heart, with gratitude and peaceful thoughts, and then drink it as a sacred libation. You may never consider a glass of water to be ordinary again. And then say this prayer out loud. But first, I'm going to show you, because I do this not all the time, but is something I'm working on to remind myself to do it. But I'll take my dominant hand, because with Reiki, the right hand usually pushes it out. So, or I can put it down, but I wanted to show you guys, so I'm going to hold it up. Place it over the cup, right? And I can feel the energy pouring out. My intentions are already infusing it, but I'm going to use words like love, compassion, healing, health, wealth, more love, more compassion, health, wealth. Okay, infusing that. The words, the energy, water retains it, holds on to it. Right? There's lots of tests out there that prove this. And then you are what you put in your body. So you drink it. I can feel it all going in. It actually feels nice and cool and uplifting, because I've taken the time to do a sacred process with it. Now we'll say the prayer aloud. May all waters be cleansed, protected, and blessed for the greater good, or greatest good. I open to the unconditionally generous compassion and wisdom that protects and guides all true paths. May the positive presence of light be awakened within me. May I be surrounded by divine protection and spiritual grace. May I effortlessly attract all that is needed for my highest good, for the spiritual benefit of all beings. You can then bow your head with your hands in prayer, sensing that your own heart has become radiant with spiritual grace and the white light that is shining through all dimensions for the benefit of all beings. You may also sense other beings of light around you, radiating their love to lift the vibration in all dimensions. So the pathway to healing and enlightenment opens for all. I can feel it. When you're ready, ground yourself in the here and now to complete the healing process. You can safely do this practice on a daily basis. So those are our wonderful messages. What I am going to do to further assist with these messages is on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook, is I'm going to take pictures of what I see in front of me, all laid out with the 3D messages that are lower down, and the higher ones, because they're at the bottom of the deck, but upwards. That represents the spiritual messages, or 5D. And take pictures of what I see, and then pictures of all the information pertaining to each card, and upload that for further guidance to whatever you are drawn to continue to work with. All right, I'm going to check in the comments here. How's everybody doing? Aha, Kelly, right? I forget that Emoto is the last name. Masao Emoto, a Japanese scientist that has proven this with sound and vibration. And I believe the schools even test this with things that like rice that hold a lot of water in it. And they'd have one jar of rice on one side of the room and another jar on the other side. And they'll have students go by the left side, say, and say words like, hate, that's bad, negative words. And that's all they'd say when they got close to that one. And then on the other side, they say things like love, caring, good health, positive things. And then after a month, the ones on the right, the jar on the right with the rice was completely fine. You could still eat it. But the jar on the left that had all the negative projections towards it actually got black and completely moldy. And then there's other tests as well with water. If you take a glass of water or a jar of water and then you say these high frequency words, because words have vibration, they do have power. They're operating on certain frequencies. And those frequencies can be higher or lower depending on our tones and our own personal vibrations. So when you infuse water with high vibe positive energy and words and freeze the water, then the water crystallizes into these beautiful geometric shapes. Like, it's pretty wild. And then when you do the opposite, it freezes into these very distorted, kind of not so nice looking shapes. So the proof is in the pudding, everybody. It's scientifically proven. And we are 78, 79, almost 80% made up of water. So it's really important that we are aware of what's in our environment vibrationally. And the more positive you can have with music frequencies, words being used, and things that you do, these elevations help balance and make that water inside of us better and more healthier. And there's a train going off like crazy, just validating these messages coming through. So it's really quite amazing. So yeah, I'm going to upload all of these messages in the form of pictures so you can come back and either save them onto your devices or blow them up to read them better and follow the guidance, whatever feels resonant for you. And please remember, everyone, Great Spirit, has no limits or boundaries on how it delivers messages to us. So even though we operate in the human construct of time and space, Spirit does not. So even though you're here having a live reading, and these readings were potentially for the month of March to help navigate us here, that these messages will be relevant to whoever, whenever you're drawn to see this or revisit it. Even just like at the beginning of the channel messages from today was, go back to February's message in the beginning, because that one's still relevant right here, right now. Right? And when you're hearing messages that are being given to other people, you're in earshot listening to them for a reason. So allow yourselves to be open to receive messages that you think aren't for you, especially if you start to get tingles or think, man, it sounds like she could be reading for me. Please trust me that that's your own higher self knocking on your head going, hey, pay attention. This is for you. If these messages of guidance can be applied to you to enhance your life in any way, shape, or form, be open to take it. But again, if it doesn't, that's okay too. Just let it go. All right, before I wrap up here, I'm going to let you guys know that I am offering a 7-week journey with me called POP on the 7 Cs. And POP is an acronym that stands for Power of Polarized Perception. And the 7 C's, of course, is our emotions. But what we're going to do is travel through our emotions and our energies from the bottom of our 7 main chakras. So if you're not familiar what chakras are, I will be teaching you them. You'll learn how to connect with them and work with each energy. So we work with one chakra a week. That's why it's 7 weeks. And right now I only take 4 people on, and my workshop is half full already. So there's only 2 spots remaining. This will be the last live journey that I will be doing at a very low cost of $333. And there's payment plans available. If anyone is interested, just reach out to me directly to set something up. But otherwise, the next live journey with me will be happening in the fall, and the price is actually going up to $777, which is still half of what the actual value is. And there'll be a little more few bonuses coming for that down the road too. But with this particular one, is $333. What you get is 7 2-hour workshops with me. And we are recording these because these ones are going to be used for do-it-yourself journeys for other people, right? Which will stay at the price at $333. Whereas if you want to work with me in the group setting, it's going to go up. But for now, it's $333, which is a steal for 7 whole weeks. And I'll set up a private chat group on WhatsApp or whatever platform works for everybody to stay connected throughout the week if there's any issues that arise, because I am here to help be your guide to manage what's coming up. So we are shaking up the waters within ourselves to bring up what might be hidden beneath the surface. So it's literally diving into the deep waters or shadow work that needs to be done, and learning how to clear out in very fun and I want to say out of the box new fun ways, working with that inner child, the timeless, ageless part of who we are, and learning how to connect to that so we can work through these things, but we do it together. I put myself through these journeys as well. So I'm going alongside all of you, but working through my own stuff. And I find it to be very cool. And every other workshop like this that I've had has been extremely beneficial to the other parties as well. So if this is something that you're interested in, you can go check out my website at www.webinessence.ca. And you can sign up right on there. If you need to have an alternative way to pay, just reach out to me privately or directly, and we'll get you all set up. There's only 2 spots left for this particular journey, and we start in 2 weeks on Saturday, March 22nd. And they will be on Zoom meetings unless you are local. If you want to come in person, that can be arranged, but we will be recording these ones. So it's important that you understand that those will be parts of the terms for this particular journey. And again, if you're on the Zoom call, but you don't want your face to be seen, it's totally fine. You can just shut your camera off, but we will still be recording. So the things that you share will be shared with people who buy the workshop down the road. Yeah. Again, if you have any questions, just reach out to me. I'd be happy to answer any of your questions. And without further ado, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, or wherever you are in the world, and whenever you end up seeing this, shine bright, for you are a beautiful soul, and we are here to ascend in this beautiful new world together. I will be back for some more live readings, I think next week, but yeah, this one was more geared towards the collective energies getting through the rest of March. So yeah, I'll try to be back next Sunday, but again, Spirit might prompt me to come back sooner or a little bit later. Yeah, so we're just going to go with the flow for now. From my heart to yours, keep shining bright.